if you like my dress and you want to like, too bad, this is actually one that I made all by myself. I designed it and I created it, and look, it has pockets. I don't know if you can see the high-low hemline, but I really like it. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be discussing something because it kind of came up for me today. I am not feeling super energetic, but I still feel inspired, and it made me think of devotion versus discipline, and I thought I would bring it over to my YouTube channel and discuss it here. I didn't feel like doing notes, so I am just gonna talk. So in the past, I have really valued discipline. I remember there was this time in my life where I had a lot on my plate, and I was getting up at like 3:30 a.m. and I would wake up, brush my teeth, go to the gym, work out for like 30 to 45 minutes, go home, shower, have breakfast, and get ready for school, drive an hour to school, have my classes back to back all day, then return home at the end of the day, and still have lots of homework to do. So at that time, it was really important for me to have a structured schedule that basically had no room for error, because I had a lot of things to do. I had a lot of classes to finish, and basically I had to pass everything, right? And so that was very helpful for me at that time. However, now as a full-time artist, and really, I mean, it's my own business, so I'm not super busy if I don't want to be. Everything is so different, and I had to readjust what worked for me in the past and come up with something new that works for me now. And I struggled with it for a long time before figuring out that actually what I do now is this devotion to myself, my dreams, my priorities, and things like that. And so I wanted to discuss a little bit the difference between discipline versus devotion, and how you can know which one you are probably looking for at this current stage in your life. When I was getting ready for this video, I was just like, I don't really feel like doing a full face of makeup. I don't really feel like doing tons and tons of stuff, but I really value looking good. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do a few things. And I made myself a tea. So we're not doing anything fancy this video. I'm just gonna talk about things that I've learned, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. Please grab yourself a tea, relax, and let's cover some good stuff. I think discipline has to be used very carefully. And this is because when you're working on goals, discipline is very helpful, because it's creating a very structured plan, and it's basically saying, as long as you show up and you do this work, you will get there, okay? So if you are new at something and you're trying to accomplish something for the first time, I think discipline is the perfect practice. If you are doing something short term, so let's say you're in a class, it's only 3 months long, and you want to give it your all so that at the end you can graduate with a specific grade, a specific skill, whatever that is. Or perhaps you are trying to encourage yourself to have new habits. I think these 3 reasons are really great examples of when you should use discipline to get to where you want to go. And then for devotion, I think devotion should be used in long-term kind of like dream goals. So like if you have a dream of a specific way you want to live your life, I think devotion is a really good practice. If you're trying to find a lifestyle that works for you after you've been doing discipline for a really long time and you're finding it doesn't apply and it doesn't give you the results that you were hoping for anymore, I think that's a really good thing. And also if you're burnt out. So if you're burnt out, you cannot be disciplined anymore. I learned that the hard way. So let's talk about what devotion is, what it means to me, versus what discipline means to me, and then we'll move forward from there. So for me with devotion, there's this commitment of saying, I am here for you. I am here for your dreams. I am here for you on your bad days. I'm here for you on your good days. I am always supporting, and I am always trying to help you succeed at what is the most meaningful to you right now. So I think devotion is so perfect for me in my life right now because I am learning more stuff about myself every day, but I still want to take the things that are really meaningful to me that I've already learned about, and I want to master the things that I'm kind of good at, and I want to also explore new things at the same time. So devotion looks like taking this very wise perspective that's kind of zoomed out, and it's going to look at your whole life and say, okay, well, in this moment, this was really meaningful. In this moment, this was really meaningful. In this moment, this was really meaningful. And so it kind of creates a curated moment by moment experience for you. And it creates a very gentle, encouraging way of living. And there's no grading system. There's no pass fail. There's none of this. It's just love, appreciation, I am here for you, right? And so you can kind of see how that would be helpful versus discipline is very, you have to do this. If you don't do this, you are setting yourself back from your goals. You're setting the goalpost even further back. If you don't do this, your competition's gonna win. If you don't do it's very survival mode. So you can kind of see the difference between the two, and you can see the type of people that might choose one versus the other, right? So I'm here for you. If you have a specific preference, if you're trying to kind of turn your life around, right? And you've kind of been in survival mode for a lot of your life, and now you want to reshape your life so that it works for you now, because that's where I am. I'm a few years into that process, but I still find myself relatively new on that path, so I'm still learning more every day, and I find that so satisfying because I really enjoy understanding my life and why things happen the way they happen. And every time I learn something new, it just goes, wow, it's just like mind-blowing to me every time. And it's so enjoyable for me to be able to put experiences and ideas into words. So that's part of why this YouTube channel is so helpful for me. And so I really enjoy that. So let's talk about how devotion looks in my life now that I've chosen to employ it. So one of the things that is really, really important to me is having a clear mind. Like, feeling calm, feeling grounded, and feeling clear. And so one of the things that's really important for me to succeed that is to get plenty of sleep. But if I sleep in too long, then I kind of start feeling like I'm wasting my life away, and I only really have time to then wake up and eat and do a few things and maybe watch some TV. And I don't want to live my life that way either. So you can see how the devotion's coming into play, right? Because all of a sudden now I'm seeing all the experiences and I'm saying, okay, I like this, but I also like this. How can I compromise between these two versions of myself and find something that really works? So lately I have been sleeping with the blinds open. So we can close our blinds here, and so it keeps the sun out in the morning. Or we can just leave them open and the sun starts coming up, I think around 3 or 4. So it doesn't really get bright until I'd say like 6 or 7. But my husband wakes up and he goes to work, and he wakes up with an alarm clock, and I just hate waking up with an alarm clock. But I still want to be awake relatively early. So I've started sleeping with the blinds open and just the curtains closed, and so the light still comes shining into the room, and I wake up feeling so naturally refreshed, and I have really been loving this. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Like now I have so many more hours in my day that I can devote to making my life really fun. And this is one of my newer ways of doing it, but like I just have so many ways that I just go, okay, I'm going to see if I can make my life as fun as possible today. What does that look like? And I want you guys to kind of remember, like, this is not about just moment by moment, what feels good. Because for me, something that's so important is, how will this decision affect future versions of me? And also, am I honoring past versions of me with decisions that I make right now? So I'm not just in the moment, right? Like I do zoom out and I come up here and I go, okay, I'm looking down on my life and seeing a lot of different things operating all at the same time. And so I think it's really important if you're able to do this while also having the skill to be present in your life. But I think it's really important that you're able to be present when that's appropriate, and that you're able to zoom out and see the bigger picture when that's appropriate, right? You don't want to be all one thing all of the time. You need to be able to move through all of these different perspectives when it's right for you. So with my devotion to my art, or I should say with my sewing, right? I was so devoted to furthering my skills that I neglected my body, and I hurt my wrist really bad by overusing it. So I had to bring in a little discipline again, because I noticed that, okay, maybe I'm not quite ready for the devotion role, because maybe I don't have what it takes to make responsible choices just yet. And that's another thing. If you're responsible, I think devotion is the path for you. If you're still a little immature and you're still gonna zoom all over the place and not make good choices sometimes, then maybe discipline is the right path for you. But you do need to really take who you are into account before you make your choices. And of course you can try, right? You can try one, you can try the other, you can try a mix of both, like I kind of do right now. So I realized I'm not taking care of my body as well as I should, as well as I want to be. Like I want to be a good steward for my body. So I realized how important it is, and how if you don't care for your body, let's just put it this way, you get out what you put in. And so if you're not caring for your body, it's not going to care about you. And then you guys are both going to be fighting each other, and neither one's going to be happy, and you're just going to have a life of pain and suffering. So make wise choices, and your life can have a much better experience for you. So, the way that I have brought discipline back into my life is by making certain things non-negotiable. Now, what is an example of a non-negotiable thing? Eating well. Eating well is a big one. Sleeping, getting plenty of sleep, getting very nutritious whole foods, making sure I get plenty of protein, carbs, and fats, making sure that I have a good balance of all of those, and making sure that I'm conditioning my body. And that means going to the gym. I love lifting weights, I really, really do, but another part of my devotion project has been, or process has been, I don't get to push my body in the way that I used to. And even though I would still love to do that, I had to meet myself where I'm at. And I said, okay, that's fine. You don't have to perform the way you used to. Let's find a different way that we can still move and have fun while also conditioning my muscles. So you can see, like, I am just pulling from so many different things that matter to me are all being pulled in and evaluated so that I can make the best choice for me given my current situation. Devotion is a very involved process, you know? Like, I think with discipline, you can kind of go on autopilot. With devotion, there is no such thing. It doesn't exist. How could it? Devotion is a moment-by-moment awareness and introspection and willingness to do what you need to have done. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's not easy, but it feels so, it's such a customized way of living. So I think that if you have the capacity, if you have the wisdom, and you have the interest, then devotion is totally the path for you. And I wish you the best of luck in doing that. But back to what I was saying. This is why I sometimes have notes, because it keeps me more structured. But I was like, you know what, today we're going to talk about devotion, and devotion, it isn't linear, right? So I thought, you know what, it fits our theme of this video perfectly. So I hope you guys are appreciating that as well. If you have any topics that you want me to speak about, please just leave them in the comment section below. I would love to. And sorry, I got sidetracked. So lately I've been working on my new collection. My new collection is called Pink Lemonade, and because I'm so obsessed with pink lately, I just had to dedicate an entire collection to my love of pink. And also, I love my lemons. I love yellow. So it's going to be a blending of that. But also, I want you to think about pink lemonade. What does that bring up for you? For me, it brings up summer memories. So think of that like sticky sweet lemonade stand, you know, kids kind of playing outside, right? You're wet because you've been running in the sprinklers, and you're just out of breath and you're so thirsty and your mom gives you pink lemonade and it's just like so refreshing. I really want to bring back that nostalgic kid perspective of just like when life felt so, you had no like hard ideas of what the future was going to be, so it all felt open and magical and just undetermined, right? So I want to bring in just this very magical kind of playful summertime feeling. So I'm really excited and I've been working on it, but in the past weeks, I was feeling really, really dedicated to it, and I was just so excited, and I couldn't wait to start. And then I finally started 2 days ago. Well, although one of the pieces is behind me, it's kind of here. I did create that piece for a photo shoot that I did, oh my gosh, months ago, months ago now. But that was my first piece of the collection. And so now I just restarted more of the pieces because I've just been busy lately. There's been a lot going on, and so I started 2 days ago, and I realized like I think I want to split this up and just do it in very small increments, because last time I just feel like last time I was creating tons and tons of art, I was just feverishly doing it. And I don't want to do things like that anymore. You know, I don't want to be in a situation where I can risk injuring myself again because I'm just enjoying the obsession of it more than I'm being present in my body about it. So that was a pretty nice realization that I had. And that's not to say I won't be obsessed again in the future. But sometimes it's just nice when things work out in a specific way and it gives you a very nice perspective and it makes you think, you know what, I want to be more intentional about this painting process, about whatever the process is for you. So yeah, I really enjoy the devotion process. It's definitely more time consuming. Like I said, you can't put it on autopilot. But it's so worth it. It feels like love. It feels like appreciation. It really feels like having all the smartest people in the world just by your side and encouraging you on what's the next best move for you. Like I feel so supported, and it's just me supporting my desires and my ideas and everything in this way, right? I mean, I'm not like, other people support me too, but I have to support myself first before I can ever even fully appreciate all the support that other people give me. Yeah, I think that's a good way of saying it. So I hope that if you choose to be devoted, that you choose a dream or a lifestyle. Like for me, I decided, okay, here's my lifestyle that I dream of living. And I'm well aware that it will keep on changing as I go through life, right? Because every experience teaches me something back. Like I experience it and then I receive insights from that moment. And it just, it makes me feel like there's no pressure. And it also makes me feel like all my inspiration just matters so much. And I really, 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 I love that so much, you know? It's so different from the way I used to live, from the way I was taught to live and all that stuff, from the way most people live today, right? And I don't know, it's probably not new, but I feel like I've invented something new. And so I wanted to share it, and hopefully it will hopefully it will inspire you, and hopefully it will stimulate some introspection for you about your own life and different ways that you could be more devoted to your dreams, or if you don't know what your dreams are yet, maybe spend more time trying to figure out what those are, and really appreciating yourself and being there for yourself, you know? Like, I can't tell you how many times during the day I switch from my perspective from like being me experiencing things versus being me from like planning things, or me from the future, or me from the past. Like, there is no singular me. It's always me just changing perspectives at like, you know, a split second. I can go through all these different perspectives and have like a very different kind of evaluation of the current thing that I'm experiencing, the current life that I'm trying to create, etc., etc. Like, I think if you are able to do that, you're a pretty powerful person, and there's a lot that you can do in life. So, cheers! Thanks for joining me for this video. I appreciate you watching. And I'm tired, so I'm gonna go relax and I'm gonna watch some TV. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye, guys. If you like my dress and you wanna like, too bad, this is actually one that I made all by myself. I designed it and I created it, and look, it has pockets. I don't know if you can see the high-low hemline, but I really like it. Bye.